Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rent asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on.
Oh no, you guys missed the best part.
Oh, give me a break.
Best part. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ages of Vinyl Presents the Regent of Bedegar. This is the 15th episode, and I just did a whole bunch of stuff that none of you can hear because I had my settings wrong from last week when I was doing funny voices with voice mod. So we're just going to hit this stuff real quick. 1, map screens. Don't spoil stuff. People will be in chat who are players. They don't always see that crap. If it's grayed out or behind a door that they can't see, don't tell them about it. 2, don't forget about the rules. 3, don't be a wang rod. Reminder, we do release the show on YouTube and as a podcast the following week. So if you miss an episode or have to miss part of an episode, or you have to leave early tonight or whatever, you want to be caught up for next time, you can catch that. Usually goes public on Wednesdays and live for Patreon pre-release folks on Sunday afternoons. And of course, last thing before we get started, we are going to introduce ourselves and our characters, starting with a bonus mom.
Hey, everybody. I am Bonus Mom, and I am playing Perdita, the Tabaxi Rogue. And tonight, I'm extremely lucky to have my blessed and wonderful granddaughter sitting right here beside me, watching everything I do and listening to all of you. So keep that in mind, all right? And I do not have chat inspiration, I am sorry to say.
Great. No chat inspiration. Thank you for reminding me. Also, everyone, please remember to tell us if you have chat inspiration. Kyla.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kyla. I am playing Shanty, who is our druid and one of our bards in the party. And I do not have chat inspiration at the moment, but I'm excited to be back playing D&D.
Excellent. Also, folks, I don't have the little things that indicate who has chat inspiration ready on this particular scene, so we'll just have to try to keep track of that normally. Beast.
Hi folks, I'm Beast, and I play Hiskers, the Tabaxi Valor Bard. And for all the folks listening to the podcast, in case David or Pixel decides to splice it in, he's lying to you, and I wasn't trying to convince the chat.
He totes was. And
those anyway.
Those of you Chads watching this on YouTube later will know that he was in fact doing such a thing.
Yeah, discuss it in the comments. Who do you think was?
Also, Bonus Mom, you have some inspiration from Richard Reams. Jesse.
And I have chat inspiration.
Beast has chat inspiration. Gotcha. Beast. Jesse. Blah 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 blah.
Sorry, I was making fun of how the character model for the dragon looks like a warped Ben Shapiro. I am Jesse. I am here once again. You can catch me anytime over at YMBA at my YouTube channel. That's fun. We do stuff over there. I'm about to drop the Lore Bar episode, which has been very excited, but I'm dealing with a little bit of copyright. Apparently my voice was too good for school. So oh, sorry. I'm having a little bit of grown-up sodas today as well because Inna's given me a lot of agita. I am fully inspired. So put those towards some of the other players, but always happy to be back. Thanks so much.
Excellent news. And Taylor.
Hi, friends. I'm Taylor, and I play Enna, the wood elf who has run off to the dragon, leaving everybody behind. And I do have chat inspiration.
Okay, excellent. And Shanty, you have been given chat inspiration as well. So I think that puts everybody inspired, which they're probably going to need. I'm Pixel. I'm your GM this evening. I GM
That
most
feels
of the
right,
games
yeah.
here at Ages of Valinor. We alternate campaigns every week. So we typically stream our actual plays on Friday. Next week will be Curse of Strahd. This week of Regent of Bedegar. And we bounce back and forth with those. Although, it should be noted that we are coming down the pike towards the end of this campaign. I'm anticipating only having maybe 3 more sessions out of this, possibly. So if you have missed the previous episodes and want to get caught up, that stuff's on our YouTube. We are coming down the pike towards the finale, which should be a good time as we kind of demonstrate the rest of those warfare rules we've been talking so much about throughout this whole campaign. So that should be a ton of fun. And we're actually beginning to approach probably the last leg of the Curse of Strahd campaign as well, which means that between the two of those, starting to wrap up, we are going to probably be looking at streaming some new campaigns coming in the next, couple of months here. So if you've enjoyed this content and have been hanging out with us, you remember the community and you know us, I may be looking to recruit some folks and, kind of get some new stuff going on. We have yet to decide exactly what we'll be doing, so keep an eye out for that in our Discord, where I will be kind of trying to do that. So you can also find me here on twitch.tv/hammerandpixel, where I stream games and stuff. Sometimes we've been playing Disco Elysium and Dark Souls 2 and Elden Ring, a bunch of different stuff. So all of that having been said, and without further ado, when last we left our heroes. So, folks, the last stream that we did was cut short due to some technical difficulties, so this recap will be brief. Our heroes were on their way to attack the green dragon who had killed Enna's parents whilst disguised as an elf many years ago, the same dragon that is now terrorizing the woad of the Orchid Court. The green dragon had infiltrated the Orchid Court's tree city in disguise and destroyed their elders' meeting place high in the trees by turning back into a dragon and blasting its massive wings with huge sort of blasts of air, breaking the sort of wooden tree platform that they were standing on, and a gout of poison as well to slay as many of the elves present as possible after the attack and during the ensuing chaos. I swear I can't talk, guys. Our heroes were told that the elves would help them fight Lord Saxton if they helped the elves slay the dragon, since the elves could not commit their forces to aid the heroes in their endeavors while such a foe remained here in the woods on their doorstep. They also told the heroes that their forces would engage the dragon's underlings, a massive army of goblins, kobolds, bugbears, oh my, and asked the heroes to act as a strike force to sneak behind enemy lines and attack the dragon in its lairs. They agreed, and Enna, due to her emotional pain, I guess you could say, ran off ahead of the rest of the party, charging into the forest to try to get to this evil monster as quickly as possible. While attempting to cross a canyon on a fallen log, Enna was attacked by a strange vine monster. She managed to hold it off long enough for her friends to arrive, and they slew it together. However, in killing it, Silas let off a fireball spell that managed to catch the log that they were using to cross the ravine on fire. So during that last session that we had, they managed to get across the remainder of the way. Shanty dropped her wild shape to cast gaseous form on herself. Silas cast fly on Solomon, who made 2 trips to get both Gylaria, the elf who was accompanying them, and Silas across. Enna, Perdita, and Roz crossed on foot, sustaining some burns in the process. Enna ran off into the woods again. Shanty turned back into a warhorse, and Roz is riding her to keep up. But Solomon, who is currently flying and carrying Silas, will have some trouble keeping up once that spell wears off. Gylaria, who is also a wood elf, will be able to keep up regardless. And that, my friends, is where we resume our tale. So we are going to pop back over to the map screen, where I hope everything is in order. Good, it is. So that's kind of where we are. Our heroes are sort of charging through the woods. Enna is rushing off headlong with 15 hit points to go fight a dragon. while the rest of the party struggles to keep up. So, they have several miles left to go, so Solomon's flight spell will run out here soon. And I guess I would like to sort of ask the party what their plan is.
Well, I would say immediately Silas is going to say, Solomon, we need to catch up to Enna because we are faster. So we need to catch up to Enna as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And then once we do that, I'm going to tell him to drop me and tackle her.
Okay, interesting.
Well, and Perdita is just trying to stay with her to be sure she is not alone.
Okay. Also, just a heads up, everybody, if you're jumping in and have noticed that we only have 6 of us instead of 7, Daniel has had this was the case last week because that we played as well. Has changed his job schedule. He's on a different shift at work, which is good for him. It's a promotion, more money for him, but it means that he unfortunately is working when we play. So I will be running Solomon at least through the end of this arc, and we will kind of take things from there. We will have a new player joining us, kind of an old player, the next time we play, I believe. So that is all coming down the pike as well. Okay. So yeah. So Silas is going to direct Solomon to attempt to keep up with Enna and try to drop Silas off and stop him. The Warhorse, I think, can just keep up. Honestly, it's got a speed of 60 feet. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and Gyleria can keep up.
I don't mean to be rude, Shanty, but I could get used to this.
Shanty neighs.
Nice. Okay, so...
Well, you know what? I am not going to be able to keep up because I can only go 30 feet, right? And how far can
you actually, I
Enna
think...
go? My feline agility, I have to like stop and rest between.
Right, but
you do have
your bonus action dash.
Oh,
So you can
alright.
actually move 90 feet in a round,
Yeah, you
All
can
right,
even without your
very
feline
good.
agility. It's really just kind of Roz and the humans that are going to have some trouble here. Okay, so yeah, it's not too long here before, and we're just going to do this all on this rather than try to like use other maps. So it's not too long before Solomon and Silas airborne catch up. Roz and Shanty can catch up. And so you are all kind of like, basically caught up, but Enna is just like charging through the woods. What does anybody say or do? I know Silas has directed Solomon to try to tackle Enna. But does anyone want to try to like, you're caught up for now. It's just like in a few minutes the fly spell wears off and the humans are going to have trouble keeping up, right? So
I would say, Enna, don't get too far ahead. You need us.
Roz is going to shout ahead, cast bonus action healing word, slow down. And then, as a standard action, cast minor illusion to form the portrait of Twilight by Enna's face, where she can see it.
All right, Enna
I can move people.
kind of stops whenever she sees Twilight.
All right, I've got people in the wrong place.
Take
between
6
these
points
two
of
things.
healing, Enna.
Thank you.
Well, if we've finally stopped, I think that Silas on the ground is going to walk up to Enna, just kind of clap her on the shoulder, and then hand her the greater potion of healing that she gave him a long time ago, and just say, "We're going to get him, but we need you up. We need you standing," and just let her have it.
All right, she's gonna chug it.
Okay.
Greater potion is 4d4 plus 4. Is that right?
Probably. I think I have it in the magic items. Greater potion of healing. Potion of greater healing is 4d4 plus 4. Okay, so Anna regains 13 hit points.
Wait, plus
plus
4?
4. That's
Plus
17.
4, so
So
17.
Sorry.
Nice.
And just for accounting, Roz has one of those potions as well.
Okay.
And I think that the Perdita also does.
I think that's true, yeah.
Oh, I need to delete that off my sheet.
Okay.
No, what I have? No, I think I'm confused. I don't see it.
Oh, actually, you might have given it to Roz. Perdita might have given it to
I
Roz.
don't have it any longer. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't have anything. I don't have any potions of healing at all.
Does
Okay.
Solomon have any? I hate to speak for Daniel, but does Solomon have any lay on hands to spare, just to top in off the full?
Ba-da-da-da. Solomon has 14 lay on hands left on his sheet.
Okay.
Let's see. So he could probably give you 7 more HP, but I think he's going to hang on to a small pool of lay on hands just in case he needs it to get people up in the fight. So Solomon is going to lay on hands for 7 more hit points to Anna. Okay, and then does everyone do you guys, are you like anything anyone else wants to say now that you've kind of slowed down for a second, or are you folks just kind of gonna begin making your way like together towards the whatchamacallit, the
Anna,
the
Anna, do you have a
lair.
plan? What are you thinking? You are running like mad, but what are you going to do when you get there? He is a dragon, Anna, a green dragon.
Anna is panting, and she's just like distraught, and she's just like, I have to stop him, and she's like she kind of looks like she's crying, but she's not crying. She's just like distraught. She's just like angry in all the feels, and she's sweaty too. She's sweaty. I do have sweat.
When you get there, Anna, do not rush in there. Get close, but then stop. We must all be together. You
Yes,
don't want to
Anna.
die. That won't help your parents. You don't want to die. And the arrow needs you to be alive.
Dang, that hit a little different.
Yeah, I would prefer not to die. That would be great.
Not to be a downer, but how did Arrow survive the poison blast?
I am not
By
killing
being
people's
red.
pets. Yeah. By DM
Good.
Fiat.
Good answer.
He's a cockroach mouse. He's like 98% mouse, 2% cockroach.
A cockroach.
He's just like a real New York rat, where it's like, and he's fine.
Anna, you shoulder a heavy burden. But you do not have to carry it alone. That is why we are here, united. And Roz unwraps the scarf around her helmet and spreads it out to show the flag of the Court of Rend. Together, we form a fabric which is strong.
Not me real life crying.
Oh,
It's just a game. It's just a game. It's just a game.
Shanty's gonna kind of
Anna.
walk up.
This is not a game. This is real life. And you have but one to give,
Oh.
whereas I have several. Let us shoulder your burden and make this one life you have longer still.
In other words, don't screw this up, okay?
What she said. Anna, take Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you.
Shanty's gonna walk up and kind of like nuzzle Inna with her giant warhorse snout.
And then starts crying. I just don't want you all to get hurt. I just feel like it's all my fault.
No, I think we can blame the green dragon for that. Let us be very careful, be very quiet, and get very close. And then Jesse will, excuse me, and then our Lord will give us a plan, won't you? You'll think of something, won't you?
I have a few things thought up already.
I just knew you would.
Okay. So does everybody set off through the woods?
Hopefully a little less frantic at the moment. A little quieter and more careful.
Yeah.
Oh, cliche. A group of adventurers killing a dragon. Our story will be so average.
If possible, I would advise Solomon, being the heaviest, to jump on Shanty's back.
I was gonna ask about that. I need to look that up. How much weight Shanty can carry?
As long as it's just Solomon, you should be
Oh,
fine.
yeah. Roz,
Yeah, I mean,
Roz is off.
You're a large
Oh, okay,
creature,
cool.
right? So,
Yeah.
carrying
Pretty big.
capacity and I don't know how carrying capacity works in 5e, but I'm sure a horse can carry a knight. That's like right.
If I remember right, I did the math on it, and it was like it's something like 800 pounds or something crazy. So,
Cheezel Pete's. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Rad.
That sounds rightish.
Cool.
Yeah. So, okay. So, you begin to make your way through the woods. I believe we discussed last time that it was going to take like an hour and a half or something to make it at a fast pace. If you're sneaking, it's going to take longer than that, but I don't, see any reason why you'd have a particular problem getting there. And so, shortly, you find yourselves at a yawning cave mouth in the side of a large hill in the forest. Distantly, you can hear the sounds of the elves and the minions of this dragon fighting. They seem to have lured them away from the entrance to the cave. What would you like to do?
Do you have a map for this cave?
I do. I suppose. I have a map for the cave. I don't know if you wanted to, talk beforehand. If you say too much too loudly, right in the mouth of the cave, there's a chance you'll be perceived. You would all probably be aware that dragons are well known for being exceedingly hard to sneak up on and trick.
Could Roz make a history check to see if she knows anything about green dragons, just from stories that she might know or songs?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a 9.
That is a 9. I don't think so. I mean, you saw it use acid breath. You saw that it, either disguised itself or polymorphed itself into a human. But outside of what you've seen one do, you don't have any additional knowledge about what these things get up to. I would say that the stories you've heard corroborate what you've seen, but you don't have any additional information on a 9.
I think that Perdita would ask Anna, do you have fairy fire prepared?
I actually think I do. I think it's always prepared. Yeah, I do.
Because I know that can be very helpful when it comes to, because this dragon can change its appearance, and so it can move places and change places on us, and we need to be able to track it. So that would be a priority for you, is to cast Fairy Fire on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And I think just to be prepared, Perdita would be getting out her short bow and trying to very stealthily approach the cave and probably not be in the front.
Well, Silas would walk up to Perdita and lean in just so her big cat-like ears could hear and say, "How do you feel about scouting ahead for us? I think you have the best chance of getting in and out, and I can help you not be seen."
Oh, all right. I will do that. I will go in very carefully if you can keep Anna out.
I'll do my best. And I'm going to cast invisibility on Perdita.
Okay.
So you can't be seen, obviously, but also you have advantage on stealth checks.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And if you hit anything, it's an automatic. It's an automatic crit. So
Let's see. What's a good invisibility thing?
as long as they haven't perceived you, I should say.
I guess I'm going to use this weird aura to indicate invisibility, and we'll indicate that Silas is concentrating. So Perdita has had invisibility cast on her.
And I'll whisper, "At the first sign of trouble, run directly back to us."
All right.
What if? How does Trish feel about using Perdita as bait? What if we set up an ambush and we could have Perdita lure the green dragon towards us?
I'm willing to try.
I mean, I like it, but that is that's scary.
I know, but it does allow us to set up some prepared actions. Like
Well,
I could,
And possibly stay out of the cave.
I will try to be sneaky, but he's a green dragon. So what I think is, while I am going to check on things, you should be preparing for what might happen next. Rather than bait, there's every likelihood I'm going to be discovered.
Well, but if we're planning on you being discovered, at least we can be prepared for you getting out of there fast.
Well, so what do you want me to
and
do?
so I will tell you a little bit about what you guys can see. You probably can see some of this on the map. But it's hard for me to know exactly what you can and can't see. So as you look into this place, you see a cave. The ceiling is roughly 30 feet high. It's a massive cave. This thing is like 200 feet across and like 175 feet deep. You can see that there are these faintly glowing pools of like green liquid sort of burbling in some places in the cave. You can see that there is a higher... Actually, I don't know that you can. Except that you can kind of see in the back, one of the caves looks like it might... One of the pools looks like it might be on a slightly higher kind of platform. But the cave is fully dark. You can't really, see very much. Some of you have dark vision, but it only extends so far, right? And the cave is much bigger than the range of that. So it's going to be kind of tough going.
Can a human see at all right now, or am I completely blind?
You can see the glowing pools, which let off about 10 feet of dim light from their edges, right? So the pool itself is glowing, and then you can it's dark here. You can see a little bit of the edges, of like the edges of all the pools, and that I think you could all tell, being in world, that this pool in the back seems to be like slightly raised, but other than like what that the pools are giving off, you're pretty blind, Silas. So
Well,
light
just
may
tell me
be a
what-
factor in this whole situation as well.
Just tell me what to do and I will do it. Or I will sneak in and see what I can find. You just need to tell me.
Oh, I would say if you can spot the dragon, if you can get eyes on him and tell him what location we're in, that's huge information for us right now.
Yeah, if you can get in and out without being noticed, that's all the better. Let's just be prepared for if you are.
All right. So do I need to give you a moment to prepare, or you're going to place yourselves as I move forward?
Yeah, do we have anything that might does anyone have something that they could prepare that might stagger or hold back the dragon in case Perdita needs extra time to get to a safe place?
Solomon does not.
I have slow.
I unfortunately did not prepare Wall of Fire today. Otherwise,
I
could
have
say
wall
that.
fire.
You have wall of fire?
girl,
I
Yeah.
that's
get
right.
him.
Okay, I have
Nice.
slow and bane, so I might be able to make him squishier.
I have gust of wind, so give him something to fight against.
Does it work on gigantic creatures? Does it have a size limit?
Hey, if he's coming at us as in disguise, we might be able to catch him off guard. But
That's true.
if he's full
Perdita
dragon
just like
size,
a dragon.
Yeah.
it's happened before.
Mhm.
Not by me, it hasn't.
We're
But
not
I
in
think
the
that. Oh, go
Right.
ahead.
You're kind of like in the mouth of the cave, so like there was a kind of like an atrium, like this is basically like one large cave conjoined to a smaller cave. You're in the smaller cave now,
okay.
and you're kind of outside of what you probably expect. You can kind of tell is like the last, big area that this dragon could be.
Okay, well, Perdita is going to plan to creep forward fairly close to a side. I'm showing you with my character what I can do, what I would be doing if you can see it. And I have dark vision, so I will be able to see it. And I'm just trying
kind
to...
of can't see it now.
You can't. Well, I was going to move to the
You have to
left-hand
actually
side.
move, yeah.
Okay, I was going to go in that direction, all
Okay.
right?
Make your stealth check with advantage.
Wow, no size on gust of wind. Awesome. That's good.
And did I do it?
Okay.
Did I
26.
roll?
Pretty
26.
sweet.
I got a 26.
Okay.
All right.
Braz is gonna get up on these sort of behind these rocks just to watch Perdita go into the cave.
Okay, as you enter the cave, Perdita, so far, nothing seems to move or happen.
Well, I'm very curious as to what the green body of liquid is. So I believe that, and I can move up. How far can I move when I'm being stealthy?
You move half speed.
So that'd be 45 feet for you because you can do the bonus action stuff still.
So I'm going to creep
I
up
think-
35 feet next to this green body of liquid to see if I can discover what it is, while I am also still looking for all around in all directions to see the dragon. So I want to know to see if I have any idea of what the liquid is, and I'm looking for the dragon, and I'm trying to be stealthy.
Okay. I guess. Okay, so you gave me. I guess give me a perception check.
Perception, all right. It didn't work. Oh, do I have to? No? Okay. I'm sorry. Give me a second here. I thought I hit it. Ah, an 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you have a real good sense of what is up with. I mean, it's weird, murky green, slightly glowing water.
I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, and then I'm still trying to be stealthy in my invisibility.
Yep.
So stealth check with advantage again, and I have a 28.
Okay.
Now I'm looking all around. Do I see any signs of anybody or a dragon?
You do see a cage that is kind of dangling over one of the pools. Inside of the cage, you can see, you only have 11 on their perception. You can see that there is some kind of creature in the cage. It appears to be, like, sleeping. It's a medium creature.
Can she tell if it's humanoid, four-legged?
I don't think with the 9 perception, vaguely humanoid shaped, but it's like, it's, you know, even with like, there's a little bit of dim light and then you have your dark vision, but you're like looking into the cave, into this cage that's hanging over this pool of murky water. So it's kind of like the light of the pool below it is hitting the bottom of the cage, and so the whole thing is in a little bit of shadow. So it's kind of hard to see. It looks vaguely humanoid, maybe, but
all right. Well, I have the 90 feet. I'm going to move around to here, where I'm closer to the cave. I am still trying to be sneaky, and I'm now trying to see if I get a better view of what is in the cage.
Okay. Yeah, so, moving up and looking more specifically, the thing in the cage, you can see this rusted iron cage hanging from a corroded chain kind of embedded high above in the ceiling. It dangles about a foot above the surface of the pool. Inside, you see this sort of like twisted winged creature. It looks like it's got like bat wings kind of connected from the end of its like what would be its arms or shoulders connected to its body. It has this sort of like lank hair hang plastered in front of its face. It seems very wet. It has this kind of like gray colored skin. And it is like chained up inside the cage.
Now that I'm over here, I'm also looking around everywhere. Do I see anything else to make me think there's any other creature here?
Make another perception check.
Roz whispers back to the group.
Does anybody else wonder what the green liquid tastes like?
Perdita got an 18.
No.
An 18 perception check. You do see some like weird misshapen lumps of like, you don't know if it's like seaweed or some kind of weird grass in the gloopy green water. There's just like, you know, I don't know, algae or leaves or something that have blown in here.
All right.
But it just looks like plant material. But no, you really don't.
Well, not just having a world of information from anyone and being in a place where I can see and it is dark, and that thing in the cave is obviously not a healthy, good thing. And Perdita has no way to tell anyone what she has found. She's just going to stop, just an instant, be very quiet. Does she hear anything that is unusual or different from a clay? Any movement, anything like that from any direction? Or would that have been a part of the perception check?
Would have been a part of that perception check, and no, I don't think you do.
All right.
I do want to ask too, how long does invisibility last?
An hour.
An hour. Okay, great. So no time concern here.
Well, I think Perdita is going to head back just because she doesn't want to get to where she cannot get back.
Okay.
And so I think she is going to try to move her 90 feet just straight back to everyone to tell them what she has found. What she is thinking in her brain, I will tell you what her decision is this thing in the cage is not good. Nothing about it sounds like it would be helpful. And it could be something that the dragon has a way to release, and she doesn't know.
Okay.
And so she's going to head back.
Okay.
And now she's
Make another
like
stealth check, yeah.
40 feet. She's at 40 feet. All right, so let her do the stealth check before she makes it all the way back, just to see stealth. All right. With advantage, that's another 26. And how long would you say that this has taken her from her hour?
I mean, you're sneaking around 2 or 3 minutes, probably.
All right. So she's going to go back to the cave and she's going to say, I don't know what the liquid is. There is a hideous animal with wings suspended in a cage over it. It is an iron cage and the thing is locked up, but it doesn't look good.
Hang on one
I
second.
did not see the dragon.
I forgot to bring along your elf friend.
I think Perdita's of the opinion that we better kind of stay together a little bit. Like, there weren't any traps. Nothing jumped out at me, perhaps. And have you all done anything while she was gone? Is there any, like, big trap or anything sitting back here?
No.
No.
It
It is very quiet in there. And I don't know what that thing in the cage is. But it looks... No, it's not even humanoid, I don't think. Like a big bat, a big gray, ugly, lanky-haired bat. Does that remind anybody of anything? Or does Perdita know what it is, now that she has a moment to think?
Yeah, Gyleria actually pipes up, the elf that's with you, and says, I don't know what I made her sound like, so pardon me if this is not the same voice. But she says, I think that is probably a sorrow worn. I think we've had some elves go missing over the last several years, and I think this dragon's foul magic has corrupted an elf and turned it into that. We should save them if we can. I believe they're hideous creatures, but they sing a sort of magic song that is known to mesmerize, captivate people.
People or dragons?
People.
All right. Well, it is suspended above that green liquid. There's not really a good way to get to it right now. I might be able to take my tail spike and poke it and get it to swing back and forth, you know? But if it sings, it will mesmerize us? I can go back and look more if you want. I'm still invisible. I just didn't want to get too far away, and I wanted to tell you what I had found.
Yeah, I think try to find the dragon if you can. That's what we need to know right now.
All right, I will go back. And Perdita is going to return 90 feet back into the cave, back probably where she was.
All right, give me a stealth check.
I was right there. All right.
Anyway, I think it tastes like pork.
Why would you think
No,
pork?
it
It's
didn't
green,
ring,
though.
did it? It didn't work. There. Oh, I got the nat
Only a
20.
novice would assume a fruit flavor.
Okay.
Is green a fruit?
Green grapes?
Okay, Perdita. Yeah, you head into where you were. You know, you can tell that, like, the area around these various pools is easier to see. Your dark vision does kick in and show you a little bit of the side of stuff here. But yeah, so far you have not seen anything that looks like a dragon at all.
All right. Then I'm going to continue to move up to like there.
Okay. From here, you now see that there's like a large sort of stalagmite that's been broken off and makes a sort of makeshift kind of bridge that leads up to this. You can see this is a ledge that goes up about 15 feet tall, and as you come over here, unless there's something over here where you can't see, the only way that you've seen to get up towards that is via this sort of stalactite thing, or stalagmite that's been knocked over.
All right, then Perdita is going to attempt to climb the stalactite.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really have to make a check. It's big enough that you can kind of just walk up it.
All right,
right.
well, I'm trying to be very quiet.
Yeah, give me another stealth check and another perception check.
And my perception was 14.
Okay.
My stealth is 23.
Okay. 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 As you climb fully up the stalactite, the way that these dice have gone, you do not see anything. You've rolled really high on your stealth. However, striking at you from out of the darkness, a massive creature slithers out of the darkness, has noticed you with its blind sight now that you're within 30 feet of it, and you miss that perception, so it is going to get to act first in combat here. Unfortunately, I am going to roll initiative for it, but if everyone would please roll initiative. However, the dragon does have surprise on Perdita currently, but you all hear the sort of like slithering slosh of a massive body moving through water.
I'm going to use my chat inspiration on this initiative.
Okay.
Because I rolled a nat 1. Oh, so much better. It's a
Actually,
30,
I also
20.
want to see something. Where's the... Okay, I think I've missed something on this stat block. Hang on, guys. This. Yeah, okay. 1 second. I've missed something on this. Where do I put... Oh, I guess I've just put it... I guess I'm going to put it here. Whatever. This isn't really where it goes, but...
Folks in chat, give your best guess as to what you think the weird green liquid tastes like.
Okay, is everybody on
Mint ice cream.
the... Everybody's on the
That would
initiative
be
tracker, I
lovely,
guess?
honestly.
Except for Solomon.
Ah, yes, I haven't rolled for Solomon. Thank you.
And I guess the elf girl.
And the elf girl. I'm going to have so much to do during this combat, you guys.
Well, in the army of 500, that was waiting right behind me.
Rocks fall on their heads and they die. It's very tragic. They cry out for their...
That makes sense, yeah.
Cry out for their...
Did they cry
mothers as they go.
in Elvish? Because I don't speak Elvish, so it wouldn't be so bad.
No, they specifically cry in whatever language you speak, just because they want you to know that they've died. They cry out for their mother and Perdita.
Jesus.
As they go.
And Jesus, and they cry out for...
No, not him.
Damn.
Saint Nathan.
Jesus.
Okay. All right. So, the first round of combat begins with everyone being surprised, except for this dragon, who is going to, just slither out quickly over to Perdita, and with a roar, make its attacks. It makes 3 attacks, 1 with the bite and 2 with the claws. So here comes the bite attack. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. That's a crit.
Don't say that.
It
That was
is.
nice.
Wow.
I'll be seeing
All right,
you
Perdita.
300
Proof.
in just
I
a
want
moment.
proof.
Okay, wait. Oh, and we're doing the alt crit damage for this. Hang on. All right, I'm going to have to...
We get battle music.
Do I not? Oh, I did turn it off. Okay.
Alexa,
Yes,
play
thank you.
battle music.
Yes, thank you. My bad.
Oh, no,
I had
love
turned it
that.
back off while you were sneaking around. Okay, so... Plus... is- Okay, Perdita. Off the top, you take 36 points of damage. And then I have to roll all this again.
Damn.
So
That's vicious.
36 plus 18.
Wait, I already did. I already did 36.
Okay, so
what
you
is
take an
next?
additional 18 points of damage.
All right,
from the
Perdita's
bite.
down. Perdita's down.
Uncanny dodge.
You do have uncanny dodge.
Oh, I did my uncanny dodge as a reaction.
Yeah, and because you were surprised, but your initiative turn has passed because you beat this thing in initiative, so you can take a reaction.
So I'm going. So what can I have? What part
All of it. You can. That whole attack was 1 piece of damage, so you can take half of what it just did.
All
So
right,
that was
can you tell
36
me-
plus 18?
Yeah,
Which
So
is
36
56.
plus-
half
54.
that-
It's 54.
Sorry, 54.
So you took 27.
Half that to 27.
27. Okay, then I'm at 20 points. But he's not done yet, is he?
No, it has 2
Is
more
that all?
attacks.
Okay.
I've got a 20 to hit.
That hits.
Oh wait, this thing has disadvantage because you're invisible, but it has blind sight, so that cancels the
Yeah,
invisibility. Sorry,
blind
yeah.
sight.
Blind sight. Okay.
So my
Um,
20 points is okay. All
yeah.
right. So now this is okay. So the next
So
roll.
you take 13 points of damage on that attack,
All right.
and one last attack.
13. That gets me down to 4.
I have a 16 to hit.
That is my armor class, so it does hit.
Okay, for an additional 10 points of damage.
All right. You hear an ungodly meow, scream, cat down, hideous sound, but she is not completely down, but she is almost down.
Okay.
Perdita,
All right.
no.
Yeah, so you hear this slithering, and then Perdita yowls in pain. Everyone else is still surprised. Beginning the second round of combat. Let's see. I'm not going to take a layer action this turn because I don't think that I have any that are particularly useful. Perdita, that does make it your turn. As you hear this deep voice say,
Look what the cat dragged in.
All right, and I assume that I'm not invisible any longer because I have been hurt.
no, actually, you are still invisible because Silas maintains the invisibility, but dragons who are known to be extraordinarily perceptive do have blind sight to a distance of some distance, which you estimated you were probably 30 feet away from this thing when it started charging at you out of the pool. So you know that it will just know where anything within about 30 feet of it is.
All right, so what it is that I think I would do, and I don't know if I can do that with 4 health points, is I would get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, I mean, you
Smart.
could take a disengage so it doesn't get any attacks of opportunity with your bonus action, and then take a dash to just run as far as you can away.
Okay, so that would
Which would
get
be
me
60
the
feet.
90 feet to 60 feet.
60 feet, yeah. Although you
Alright,
can
And
use
feline
your
agility.
you can use your feline agility to double that total to go 120 feet.
120, yep.
All right, so that's what Perdita's going to do because she's in terrible
Jackass
shape.
didn't know he was fighting a bullet.
So she was willing to, be helpful, but she's going to run 120 feet away. So that is what
And
I'm
now he
doing.
can't see you.
Okay.
Love this song.
How many feet did you say I could move?
120.
120.
So you have currently moved about 80 feet.
Straight zoom.
120 feet can get you to about here.
All right, that's it. That's where Perdita
Okay.
goes.
So Perdita takes the bonus action, disengage, uses your feline agility, and just scrambles out of there. And as you do, I'm going to go ahead and just put this on the board now. As you race past, no longer sneaking, you can see the creature in the cage begins to stir. That becomes Solomon's turn.
Solomon is currently on Shanty's back.
Oh yeah, and Shanty is a horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to do mounted combat with Shanty. I don't know.
I think that's up to
But
Shanty.
it's up to
What
you.
does Shanty think about all of this?
Sure, that's fine. Let's go.
I mean, because I don't know if you've been a horse at least until you got to the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could have turned back, if you wanted, or you can stay horse form. It doesn't really have a huge impact to me. It's fully up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna drop it eventually, but
Okay.
I think for now we can go into the fray
Okay.
for Solomon's turn on horse form.
I'm gonna put you on the GM layer for a minute. Okay, well, then I think I'm just gonna have Solomon. We're gonna add you at initiative count 10. I'm just gonna have Solomon just drop his initiative to be after Shanty's, so that Shanty's gonna get to go first as a horse. So. Because it's like the mounted rules would work differently, but you're a sentient creature instead of just a horse that's a mount. So you're going to take your turn as you. So that's going to bring us to Roz next. I guess I'm going to put him here. That's fine. Okay.
Alrighty.
So Roz, you're up.
Seeing, well, probably not seeing Perdita, but hearing Perdita cry out in pain. Roz is going to try to create a bit of a barrier, and Stinking Cloud over in this direction to kind of
You grab
corner
your
off a
template.
little bit of this space here.
Okay, bam. Okay, could you post the text of Stinking Cloud in chat, please? Also, there is
Yeah.
your Stinking Cloud.
Stinking Cloud, 90 feet. So let me see where I can get.
Yeah, and it has to be a place you can see. So if things are fully in the dark, you won't be able to put it there
True.
if it's outside of your range. So
I think she's looking at something like this. Well, maybe more like that.
okay. All right. So Roz whips out and hucks a jar of piss into the spot here. Anything else? Bonus action.
You can't prepare bonus actions, can you?
No.
Yeah. So nothing else from Roz.
Hanging on to the Bardic.
No more Bardics left.
Oof, out of Bardics. Okay.
Yep.
Does anyone have it left over from previously that we should know about?
Anna.
Does anyone remember?
Anna has a
what?
bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I
Right.
have party.
Okay. Okay. That brings us to Warhorse Shanty. What would you like to do?
Well, so at the moment, my map is actually completely black.
I have to give you vision, don't I?
Please.
That's my bad.
That would help.
Thank you. Sorry.
No,
Okay,
no, all
and
good.
Guess I have
you
dark
do
vision.
not have dark vision, so like you can see a lot of this place is just completely dead black. You can see a couple of these pools, but the light situation here is not conducive to a lot of what's going on, which is rough.
Super rad. All right, cool. Well, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess move into things. What's is Solomon like kind of pushing us forward at this point? Like,
yeah, you get the sense that Solomon maybe wants. Well, Solomon can't see Perdita to heal her.
Wait, doesn't Solomon literally like glow? Am I misremembering that, or
That sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
He can cast the light cantrip. So
It might be
maybe
a good idea to do
maybe
that
he
right
did that
now
on
because
his
we can't
sword
see
or
for
something.
shit.
yeah.
yeah?
He'll
Yeah.
cast. He like when things popped off. Let's say he will have cast light, which is 20 feet of bright, 20 feet of dim light,
That's something.
on his like sword or something. So
hooray!
there we go.
Excellent. All right, cool beans. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of gallop into the
I'm gonna
fray
group
here.
you guys together for now, so hopefully he'll move with you. I think maybe.
Okay, I'll let you do that before I move.
Yeah, I think I've done it, so hopefully it worked. If it didn't work, my apologies.
Cool beans. All right, we're gonna kind of gallop here into the fray, but avoid the stinking cloud.
Okay. He didn't come with.
Smart.
Okay. Whoop. Okay.
Right there,
So
I guess.
Group. Okay, so. Yeah, so you rush into the fray.
Yep.
Just to get between the party and the rest of what's going on.
I
Yep.
think as they rushed by, I would have said, I need help,
Okay.
because they would not have been able to see me.
Yeah.
I can say something briefly, right?
Yes.
I don't know if they heard me because I am very injured, but I would try
Yeah.
to draw their attention to where I am.
Okay. Anything else from Shanty?
Let's see. Actually, you know what? We're gonna back. I feel like, is there a chance that I would have heard Perdita?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for it or just like say yes?
No,
or
I
what
think
do
you
wanna
would have.
do?
Yeah, I think Perdita wanted to be heard, so I think you heard it.
Fantastic. Well, then I'm gonna go ahead, probably, and just like stop abruptly,
Okay.
and so it gets us close enough to the fray, but I'm also close enough to her where maybe if she could climb on to me,
Okay.
possibly.
Sure.
But for now, I think that's my turn because I can't do much more as a horse. So
Okay. And I think with that, Solomon is going to hop down
okay.
and start running into the fray.
Get
And
to
I
smiting.
think Solomon is going to ready his attack action. Okay. I'm just making sure he doesn't have any important stuff I need to know here. And I don't think he does. So, okay, great. So, he rushes in and readies his sword, bringing us to Silas.
Okay. How close is Inna to me? Because I can't see
Yeah.
anything but Solomon.
Well, you guys are standing right next to each other
Okay.
at the moment.
I would yell to Inna. Are you going straight in?
Yeah.
Let me give you a ride. And I'm going to start the Blaze song. I'm going to charge to Shanty. I'm going to say, I've never seen a dragon fly, but I've sure seen a horse fly, and cast Fly on Shanty.
Okay.
which is now Inna's ride. And I'm going to now. I don't know I saw
Okay,
Shanty
that
before
does
Solomon
drop
got
the
off.
concentration on Perdita, which
I
I'm sure
understand.
was intended.
Yeah.
But just making sure everyone knows.
Yeah.
So
Perdita.
Perdita, those of you with dark vision can now see Perdita jump back in, and Perdita looks badly injured. And then Silas, you ran over to because you had to touch her, Shanty to cast fly.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So that's action, bonus action, and 35 feet of movement. Anything else from Silas?
I'm out.
Okay. Enna, you're up. Enna, you have dark vision. Yes, you do. Okay.
Alright, well, I'm definitely running in there.
Okay.
Oh, Shanty's a flying horse now? Is that what happened?
Yes, she is.
Apparently,
Flying
yes.
warhorse.
So she's like a Pegasus?
Yes, she is.
Yes.
I mean,
yes, I
Shanty
am.
doesn't have wings,
Magically.
but Shanty can magically fly.
Let's say that as a part of Silas's spell, Shanty has gigantic, astral, beautiful wings.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
They give off 70 feet of light,
No.
so
They do
Silas
not.
can see.
They do not give off
Dang it.
70 feet of light. Denied. Nice. I
close.
respect the hustle, but no. Do y'all want
Wow.
70 feet of light? Somebody's going to have to cast daylight up in this bitch.
Yeah, right.
Where's Soren when you need him?
Dalrath, apparently. Okay, sorry, Enna.
Where's the dragon? Where did he go?
You really can't see. You know that from the sound of it, and you probably saw it a little bit, slithered out of like this pool of water to attack Perdita. But because of the poor lighting situation in the cave, you at this point, moved over in this direction to attack Perdita, but has slipped out of like the light of the pool here. So
Do you have anything that would light this place up?
Yeah, I have daylight.
Ooh. What
Well,
do we need
that's
Soren Fairtown for, huh?
I want to do two things. Okay. Yeah, I can cast daylight. That's good.
okay,
That works.
how does daylight work?
60-foot radius sphere of light. Oh, here, I'll just do this. There
Okay,
you go.
let's see. Okay, 60-foot radius sphere of light from a point you choose within range. So what point would... Actually, I'm just going to give you control of it. I have these... bloop. Just put this in tokens. Boom. Okay, so this is going to give off 60 feet of bright light. Does it give off any dim light? Yes, 60 feet of dim light as well. Okay. So this thing gives off a bunch of light. And I'm going to give control of
Yay.
it to you to put
That's
it where
so
you
great.
want. So it has to be a point you can see within range. But if you want to just drop it in the center there, that probably works. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that lights up with dim light at minimum most of the cave. So you all can now see this dragon lurking over near that knocked over bridge that leads up to the higher thing. So, okay, so that is your action. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to do something extra.
Okay, yeah, so that's your action. Anything else from Edda?
Yeah, and I wants to scream into the cave. She's gonna say, "Come out, dragon! It's me and you, and all these other people." She doesn't say that. But she says,
That's funny. All right. Okay, that brings us to this thing's turn. Okay. You all begin to hear, faintly, a beautiful voice emanate from the cage. I need everybody to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw. This is a charm effect if anyone has anything that helps protect them against charm type effects.
Anna Will is a half elf. You have advantage.
Who?
You do.
Why?
Because you're
Why?
a half elf.
Can't charm me. Peach.
What saving throw? Wisdom?
DC 14 wisdom
DC 14
save.
wisdom save.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Perdita got a 16.
Oh, nobody is anyone within 10 feet of Solomon right now? Probably not.
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, Solomon. He's way out in
No.
front.
Yeah. Anyone within 10 feet of Solomon gets a +4 to all of their saves. Because
I'm
of his aura
going
of
to
protection.
burn chat inspiration to re-roll my wisdom save.
Okay, Solomon's gonna roll a wisdom save.
Oh my
Okay.
god,
Oh
that's
no.
the same. It's the exact same.
Oh no, Roz Hiskers.
Okay, so Solomon makes the save. Okay,
Is he
so
the only one?
Roz is charmed. I guess. Do I have what's charmed? I
Do I have to make a concentration save?
don't think so. I don't think being charmed interferes with your concentration that I
Okay.
know of. Yeah. A charmed creature can attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or effects. Okay, so let me read though what this says. You are charmed, and it says, while charmed by the Sorrow Worn, a target is incapacitated. You are incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. Okay.
What?
And ignores the songs of other Sorrow Worn. If the charmed target is more than 5 feet away from the Sorrow Worn, the target must move on its turn towards the Sorrow Worn by the most direct route. Does not avoid opportunity attacks, but before moving into damaging terrain such as lava or a pit. And whenever it takes damage from a source other than the Sorrow Worn, you can repeat your saving throw. A creature can also repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn. If you successfully do the save, you are immune for the next 24 hours. So who all has... Everyone but Roz made their save, right? Oh, no. And it did not make the save.
I was going to say, wait,
burn
serious?
inspiration? Can I burn inspiration?
Yeah, if you want to burn inspiration, you can.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Kyla, you're... I'm sorry. Jesse's
And I
got
still
you there.
I still have advantage because
Yes, you'll have advantage. I think that's just because you're an elf. You have advantage on
Yeah,
charm
elven
and you can't be put to
ancestry.
sleep. Okay, 21 makes the save. So everyone made the save except for Roz.
That song is so beautiful. I cannot help but be enticed by it.
Okay. That brings us to the dragon, which is going to...
Thank you for the inspiration
Let's see,
bonus,
let's
Mom.
look at this. What is this thing's fly speed?
Oh God.
80
2.
feet. That's 40 feet of speed. Okay. Yeah, this thing flies down over to Solomon. Actually, it's going to land... Sorry, it was like here. It's going to fly down. Yeah, it's going to fly here. And it's going to make a breath weapon. A 30-foot cone. So that is... Oh, 30 feet. No, it's just going to attack him. Not enough of you are in the cone. Okay, this thing is going to attack Solomon. It makes 3 attacks. Here's the bite. And the 2 claws. Okay, I've got a 23 to hit. And a 20 to hit. And an 11. I think the 11 misses. Yeah, everything hits but the last one. So the bite attack is going to deal... 9 plus 6 is 15. And then the claw attack is 14. So minus
He's
15.
beefy. He can take that.
Minus 14. Does he have anything he can do in response to that? I don't think he has any reaction stuff that I know
Shield
of.
spell, maybe?
I don't think he has shield, no. Enmity, Relentless Avenger, Radiant Consumption, action to release Divine Energy, Warcaster, Hand of Rand, Frostbite, Greatsword Defense. No. Okay. All right. So no, he doesn't have any response to that. He takes a pretty good chunk of damage, almost 30 damage, as this thing flies over here. That brings us to Gylaria, who is going to rush in. She's got 35 feet of movement. It's going to try to like rush off to the side a little bit and attack with her, I think it's a longbow. Yes, which is 150 foot range. I feel like that can reach from here. Yeah, oh yeah, easily. Okay, Gylaria, here we go. Longbow attack. Damn, 23 to hit. 23 hits.
Yeah.
Dealing
Way to
the
go.
first strike on the dragon belongs to Gylaria for 10 points of damage.
Awesome.
Imagine that.
That makes sense.
Okay, now I think we are going to have a layer action. I think you've thrown a stinking cloud, but the dragon is going to kind of chuckle to itself and say, things are a bit... My breakfast didn't agree with me. And just sort of like hawk a massive like acidic loogie and basically throw its own stinking cloud into the middle of you guys. And this just like it sizzles and kind of melts into the floor, and these fumes are just choking and grasping. That is the layer action. Does this thing have legendary actions? No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. And then that brings
So
us
do we
back
take
to
any damage to that?
Perdita. You do not take damage. However, starting your turn in the mist, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It is a 16.
16. That beats the DC 15, so you are not poisoned until the end of your next turn. You managed to, having seen Roz pull this trick enough, you quickly sort of like, I think you have like a handkerchief or something that you keep on standby for just in case you get caught in Roz's nonsense. So you are able to kind of pull that up quickly to cover your mouth, so you are able to breathe.
All right. Perdita crawls out.
Let me boom. Let me do
Crawls
that
out
so we can see you
to
guys.
there.
Okay.
Okay. And he's going to shoot at the dragon out of desperation with her longbow, knowing that.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. Does she have a longbow?
Short bow.
Might be a short bow.
Short bow. There it is. Short bow. Short bow. She's going to shoot at it with her short bow before she falls into semi-unconsciousness. And she gets a nat 1 and
Brutal.
rolls a 9.
Okay.
And she collapses into the corner.
That does not hit.
Well, I mean, she doesn't collapse into unconscious. She has 4 health points.
Yeah. Okay, Roz.
I'm charmed.
You
Or
are charmed.
Roz is charmed.
You can't take actions or reactions, but you must move your movement towards this creature by the most direct route. So that is what your charming does to you. You can
All right.
remake the save at the end of the turn. Also, Roz, you've been granted inspiration. I don't know if you saw that. You probably did.
So I have to just go straight towards it.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think I'm going through my own cloud, it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like I barely avoid the dragons. So yeah, what happens when I get to about here-ish?
Yeah, as you get into the water, a couple of things are going to happen. the first thing is that you are going to need to make another Constitution saving throw.
Wonderful.
Give me 1 second here.
That's that one.
Okay.
You better use that inspiration again, huh?
Hang on here while I get this pulled up.
No, because this will. I'm hoping this gets rid of the charm. Actually.
What am I doing? Where are you? Where's the green pools in my thing?
I was wrong.
You
It
take
smells like chicken.
on a failed save. You take 1 point of poison damage, and you are poisoned until the start of your next turn, which doesn't really matter.
Do I get to make a save against charm?
But because you've taken damage, yes, you get to make a save against the charm effect. Let me see here.
I'm gonna burn the very generous chat
let's see, what does it
inspiration
say?
to give myself advantage because I think Roz needs it. That's a 16.
Your DC was 14. You are no longer charmed, so you slip into the water. So you are in the water. Hang on. There you go. So you are in the water here. Yeah, I gotcha. And you've taken the damage. But you do sort of snap out of it at that point. And now that you've succeeded the save, you are immune to the save. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't make the save for Gyleria. Whoops. I'm going to make it now.
Well, you have a lot. going
She's an
on.
elf.
She has advantage. She fails. I'm still going to leave the 10 damage, but she's moved forward, but now Gyleria is charmed.
Okay, so now that Ross is no longer charmed, having used more than one action's worth of movement, can she take a bonus action?
You are now out of the... Well, so you weren't able to take an action. I guess you would have had to use feline agility to get into the pool in the first place. Because when you're incapacitated, you can't take actions or reactions. So you've used feline agility, you've not used your action or your bonus action, but taking the damage did cause you to make the save during your turn. So yes, you can take action and bonus action now if you wish.
Okay, so...
D&D rules, everyone.
Fun. I'm going to use my action to dash towards Perdita and what's an object interaction if I'm giving a potion to someone? Is that an action, or can I use a bonus action for that? Or is that a free action?
Would you get a free object interaction, but throwing a potion to someone else?
I'm not throwing. I'm right next to her.
I'll give it to you for free. That's a free object interaction.
Greater potion of healing.
Drink up, Perdita. I promise it does not have a meat flavor.
And then will that be an action for me if I do that?
I usually have drinking potions be a bonus action.
All right, do I need to wait?
Unless you're feeding it to someone who's unconscious, and then that takes an action.
So that's 8 plus 4, 12 points of healing.
But that won't happen until Perdita's turn. Perdita has to drink it. So.
All right.
As a bonus action on Perdita's turn.
Well.
Okay. All right, that's everything from Roz. Flying Warhorse Shanty. First thing, you need to make a Constitution save with the Warhorse's Constitution.
Okie. Let's see. Okay, and then
that's a
20. That's a 20. That's a 20.
Oh wait, it's the it's the
it's with the war horses. Actually, I think our Constitution's the same.
Has a +1, so it's actually only an 18, but that still makes the save.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah,
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not poisoned.
Nay.
Hooray! Her nay? Not poisoned. Great. Let's see. So I guess at this. Thank you. I appreciate it, Fred. So I guess at this point we're gonna go ahead and just fly into the fray. Is Anna, are you on my back at this point? Or no?
No, I haven't jumped on you.
Yeah, I don't think Enna had enough movement to quite get to you and sort of went a different direction.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, if you want to just drop yourself in the initiative to go after Enna does, I will allow that, but you'll drop
That
your
would
initiative
actually-
down to 8, basically.
That would be great, actually, if you don't mind. That'd be super.
Okay.
Cool.
So you drop your initiative down. That brings us to Solomon. Okay. Solomon is going to
Hit that
Yeah,
dragon.
he's got to hit the dragon.
Smite, smite, smite.
That concentration it is. That's okay. Okay, first off, Solomon is gonna use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on the dragon. There's no save for that, so that just happens. And then Solomon is going to attack. Solomon makes 2 melee attacks with the greatsword, with the Frostbrand greatsword. First attack is only a 14 to hit. Brutal. Second attack is only a 13 to hit. Damn, Solomon. Well,
Does Solomon have inspiration?
not on the sheet. So, okay. Solomon takes 2 swings and fails to hit. That brings us to Silas. Silas, I need a con save.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
nat one.
That's fine. I'm gonna burn my chat inspiration to
Okay.
re-roll that. 8.
That is an 8. Okay, so you are poisoned. It's not quite as nasty as Stinking Cloud that makes it so you can't like move or anything or take actions. This just means you're
Okay.
poisoned until the beginning of your next turn.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
any
So poison's
and basically
what?
any act like what's the word I'm looking for?
You have disadvantage.
Disadvantage on I think it's skill
Attack
checks.
rolls.
Let's look at
and
poisoned.
ability checks. Yeah.
Attack rolls
Yeah,
and
that
ability
sounds
checks.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if I run through, remind me how Raz's works. Can I run through it without being poisoned? Is it like if you
I
stand
believe
in it?
Yes.
I believe if you start your turn in it.
Yeah, you have to be in it at the start of your turn, inhaling
Guess
it
we'll use
to have
this
any effect. I
poison
think.
looking thing to be poisoned.
Okay.
So if you go through it, you're fine. Just hold your breath.
Okay. Just hold your breath, yeah. Okay. Well, I can't quite make it without dropping fly, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to step out of both of them, coming over there.
Okay.
And I'm actually running kind of low on spell, so I'm going to sling. Let's see. You know what? I'm just going to try to do some straight damage to it. I'm going to give it a second level magic missile.
Okay.
So that would be what? 4 D4s plus 4, just like the
Yes.
potion of healing.
Yep.
just now?
44
Okay.
plus 4.
4d4 plus 4. Whoops. Whoops. My bad. Is it not rolling?
You
am I
put the
stupid?
slash after the R instead of before it. So flip the slash in the R.
Ahaha. That
Yeah.
would make sense. There we go. 12.
12. Okay, second hit on the dragon for 12 damage. So this fight's getting off to a slow start here. At least for you guys. Brings us to Enna.
Alright, Anna is going to. Oops, zoomed in too much. Get to Shanty.
Does she
Yeah.
have to roll to see if she's...
Oh, yes, I do need a constitution save, Enna. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but...
Oh, you're fine.
Well, I was apologizing to Anna, not you.
I know.
Oh, here it is. 15.
Is exactly what you needed to pass.
Woo. Okay. So I don't take any damage.
It wasn't damaged. You would have been poisoned into your next turn, but you are not poisoned.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to walk over to Shanty and then get on her back.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'll let you guys go kind of together if you want to let Shanty, if you want to move, and then if you want to like use your action. And I don't know how you guys want to coordinate that, but I'll let you like coordinate together so it's not as awkward. Because like if you were just mounting a normal warhorse, you get to direct where it goes, but Shanty is like a full person, right? But in order to not make it weird with initiative, I'm just going to say like you guys can kind of take that turn together as far as I'm concerned.
That
Take me to
works.
the dragon.
What was that? Sorry.
Take me to the dragon, please.
Can do.
Thank
Do
you.
the dragon.
The dragon. But like, keep a good distance.
Okay, not to the dragon. Somewhat to the dragon.
How about to the dragon? Yeah, that's good. Oh wait,
Okay.
Cool.
Blair. Okay. It
Okay.
looks like I'm riding. All
right.
All right.
So-
I want to cast fairy fire on the dragon.
Okay. All right. It has. What is your spell save DC?
15, 16, 15.
15. Okay, so it's got to make a dexterity saving throw.
Fail.
Okay, it does fail, but it is going to use one of its legendary resistances to shrug off the effect. So you see the dragon sort of like cancel out your magic, but you know it doesn't have an unlimited pool of that. It can only do that a certain number of times per day. So you did force it to like burn through one of its legendary resistances, resisting your fairy fire.
Okay.
Okay, anything else from either of the two of you?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. The Sorrow Warren has to keep singing, but basically everyone's immune. That brings us back to the dragon, which, let's look at this thing, has been hunter's marked, but nothing else major has happened to it. Okay, well, this is going to be bad. It's going to do a poison breath in a 30-foot cone. So, from the dragon, yeah, that's 30 feet. Anything within basically that cone right there, which is all of you guys. Yikes. I need you all to make DC 14 Constitution saving throws.
Perdita got a 16.
Okay. Anyone who makes the save will take half damage. Zoink, Scoob. Okay. I need Solomon to make the save.
Oz failed.
Oh,
with an
everyone
8.
within 10 feet of Solomon gets +4 to the save.
Ooh.
So that's going to
That
be, I think,
is
just Shanty and
Shanty
Anna.
and Anna.
Although I don't think it helps Shanty.
It does not help.
I mean-
Shanty.
Ooh.
Oof, indeed.
Well,
All
and I
right.
have not gotten my health back, have I? Because it is not my turn.
No, it hasn't been your turn yet. Okay.
I have not drunk that health potion.
So everybody who fails their save takes 55 points of damage.
No.
Anybody who makes their save takes 22 points of damage.
All right. Perdita is down, so the health potion is still is just laying limply in her unconscious
Solomon
hands.
is down.
Oz
Okay.
is down.
Solomon's down.
So
Solomon's down.
Shanty is down and also had to drop horse form. So I don't know what that does for Enna.
Well, Anna's down.
So
Jesus. Turns out grouping up right in front of the dragon was... Oh, wait, you guys are flying.
exactly.
I think Shanty... Sorry, because you guys are flying, I think you're out of range of this thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a way,
thank
like, if
God.
this thing's breathing poison onto the ground and you're flying up in the air, like, the cave's 30 feet tall. I don't think it, yeah. So Shanty and Enna are out of dodge. Roz and
We love a
Perdita
loophole.
are down.
Blessings.
This has been a
And
rough
Solomon
fight,
is
my
down.
friends.
We're in Dodge City right now.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great for you guys. The
We
dragon,
have
man.
to
These
fight
things are
a
scary.
dragon.
However, okay, that is its action. It does not have any bonus actions to take. It is gonna move. Further. Let's see. It has about a 40-foot walk speed, I think. Yeah, it's just gonna start moving over towards the rest of you guys. It seems pretty
All right,
unconcerned
do-
at the moment.
But the people that were flying over it did not get an
No, I mean, I
attack of
think
opportunity?
if you're high enough to not be in melee with the thing, which is where you'd have to be to not be in the range of the poison breath, then no, I don't think you get an attack of opportunity there.
All right.
Okay, that brings us to Gyleria, who has to move directly towards the Sorrowworn, moving into the pool, just like what's her face did. She's got to make a con save. That is a 20, so you only take she'll only take half damage on 7, which is, what is that, 3? Has to make a wisdom save versus the thing. 19 makes the save. Jeez, this is rough. Is no longer charmed. Is not poisoned. Is going to swim, I guess, further out and just try to take a bow attack on the dragon. Jesus. But that's only a 6. So that's a miss. Also, Hunter's Mark fades. Okay, on the lair action, the previous lair action fades. Whew, Perdita. I guess I need a
will
death
take
saving
it.
throw.
Well, all right. Now that is a 12.
Okay, that is one success. Roz. Need a death saving throw. The 14 for Solomon. He doesn't have anything he can do about any of this, does he? I don't think so. Okay,
I think lay on hands is an automatic.
Well, he's unconscious.
down.
Yeah, but
excuse
I'm trying to see if he has anything that like help prevent him from having that happen to him. I don't think so. But I want to double check. He's immune to disease. That's, something.
Is he immune to dying?
Okay, death save for Solomon. 10. That's a success. All right. So far, everyone has succeeded. Silas, you're up. Your poison is over. That has ended.
Okay. So those who are still standing look at Silas's face and see an anger you haven't seen since that day in the room with the brand. And Silas is going to charge this fucking dragon. Look directly into its face and just say, "You mess with the wrong fucking crew," and then shove his own wand into his mouth and cast polymorph and just into a giant ape.
Into a giant ape. Okay. I believe we still have the
Amazing.
giant ape from last time. Whoop.
Big monkey! Big monkey!
So,
Big monkey.
we're gonna... There's the giant ape. The giant ape does still have concentration on the flight spell, although those of you that are flying
It'll
should
drop.
be aware.
Unfortunately, the flying speed will drop
Okay.
because polymorph's a concentration spell.
Gotcha. Okay, so Warhorse, Shanty, and Enna, you were going to fall out of the air. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Jesus.
Okay.
And make it a good one.
Ideally.
Oh,
No,
Shame. Shame.
I tried.
Okay.
Ow.
Okay. Whoever failed to save, you're going to take 7 points of falling damage and be prone. We'll call it a DC 10. So I do need to add this to the initiative order. Add a 9.
And unfortunately, the monkey cannot see right now.
Oh, okay, I got you. I'll fix that.
Yeah. If you just want to put Silas back on the board, that's fine by me.
There you go.
We know.
Okay. Oh, this is Giant Ape. Giant Ape.
I
Silas.
still can't see.
Okay, you might need to refresh because I've edited the token. It does have vision now. Oh, maybe I didn't give you control of the Giant Ape. Maybe that's the problem. No, it says you're controlling it. Okay.
Removing the stinking cloud since Roz went down.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, so that was your action. Anything else from Silas?
Does the monkey have a bonus action? I do not believe monkeys have bonus
I don't
actions.
think that it does. Giant Ape.
That's right. I saw that
No,
on
you
a
make 2
documentary
fist
one
attacks,
time.
which are actually pretty massive. And you have
Yeah.
157 hit points. Jesus.
Yeah.
But it is concentration, so if you get hit, you will have to make concentration checks. I'm just going to give you a purple dingus for that. Okay. And you're actually bigger than the dragon. This is not like a super adult dragon. This is actually a pretty young dragon, you can tell. So the giant ape is actually physically bigger than this dragon right now. Insanity.
I like that.
All right, Anna.
That's good.
You have fallen to the ground.
I almost
Wait.
forgot.
Yes.
The monkey also is blade songed.
Okay.
Because that doesn't go away.
Okay.
So whatever buffs. Oh, that means I get a big AC buff from that.
Okay.
But we'll get to that. Sorry.
I know,
we'll
that's
get
fine.
there when we get there.
Okay, Anna, you are up. You have fallen. The horse kind of fell out underneath of you, but you were able to jump off at the last second and land on your feet. What would you like to do?
Is Shanty still a horse? Or does she go back?
For right now, I'm still a horse.
Yeah, you took 7 points of damage as a horse.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
I'm sure little legs are hurt, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And you
okay.
are prone, Shanty. What's a good thing for prone? We'll just give you that thing. Okay. And you're not flying anymore. All right, Anna, your turn. What do you got?
Anna is going to.
Excuse me.
She's going to do something. I'm just gonna do fairy fire again
Okay.
on Lit Dragon.
All right, it's going to make a dex save.
Fail.
Okay, it makes the save with a 22.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Decent.
Warhorse Shanty, what you got? You're prone and a horse.
I would like to no longer be prone and no longer be a horse.
Okay.
So,
So you can use half of your horse movement to get up,
cool beans.
which is 30 feet of movement. And then
Go
you
ahead
can
and do
turn
that.
back into a person.
Yep. I would like to do that, please. And then can I still cast? Or
It'll depend. I think coming out of that is a bonus action. It'll say in your wild shape ability. Let me throw it in chat and we can glance at it real quick.
sorry,
All good. Wild
Thank you.
shape. Kaboom. I believe it is a bonus action
I think you're
to
sorry.
come out of it. I think it's
usually
an
play-
action to go into it and a bonus action to come out of it.
Sweet. I'm so used to playing Circle of the Moon.
Revert to your normal
druids.
form by using a bonus action. Yes, so you could use your bonus action to turn back into a normal person.
Groovy cool. Thank you. Sorry.
All good.
And then, thank you. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
And going to go ahead and put my little friend close to Perdita and Roz.
Okay. How does Healing Spirit work? Is it like a 5-foot square? Or does it have like a radius?
Yep.
How...
It's a 5-foot square. Let me go ahead and pop it in chat real quick.
Okay.
Do. Finding the spell do. Okie-doke. There we go.
Okay. In a space that is a 5-foot cube. Okay. So, come here. Shrink to a 5-foot cube, please. Boop. Okay, so which of the two spaces where Roz and Perdita are would you like to put it?
Let's see.
And I guess
Let's
I'm going to
go
give you
ahead.
control of this, and then you can just move it where you want.
Thank you.
that should work.
Cool. Just gonna do that right there. And then,
And is that
Let's
concentration? Yes, it is. Okay. So
yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
concentration.
I'm going to put this like green thing on both of you so we know. And then put it to the back. Okay. Okay,
Okey-dokey.
that is... Oh, but you've already used your bonus action to come out of being a horse.
You can use an action to cast a spell, though.
Well, you can't use an action to cast a spell that is a bonus action. They don't
Oh,
train
shoot.
like that, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even pay attention to that.
No, that's
Gosh.
okay. I mean, most
Well-
spells are regular actions, so...
Right, so that's... I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't even
No,
think
that's
it
all right.
was going to be something different.
So, what would you like to do that is an action?
Okay. Instead, I will go ahead, I guess, and cast, like, Healing Word.
Also a bonus
On-
action.
Damn. Okay.
If you've got Cure Wounds, or Mass Cure Wounds, or
Or attack the dragon.
any of those things.
If somebody doesn't attack this dragon, people, we all gonna die.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Okay. I'll go ahead and cast Moonbeam on the dragon.
Okay, casting Moonbeam on the dragon. All right.
Yep.
Ba-ba-bum. There's Moonbeam. Bloop.
There's Moonbeam.
Okay, bam. Okay, I'm going to give you control over this.
Thank you.
Put that where you would like. Okay?
On the dragon.
All right, and
And need a con save, please.
I believe when a creature enters the or starts its turn, I think this will happen when it starts its turn.
That's right. Okay, sorry. We had this conversation last time.
And you can move it up to 60 feet in any direction on your turn. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so you cast Moonbeam. Sorrowworn can't do shit. That brings us back to the dragon, which really only has one intelligent thing it can do, which is to take a bite and 2 claws on the monkey. Ooh, that's rough. Okay, I've got a 13 to hit with the bite attack.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can
Oh,
I
it needs to
have-
make its con save. Sorry.
I have improved flare? Can I do that? Because it says that if I see a creature within 30 feet, attack a creature other than myself. So it's like a light.
Yes, that is one of your channel divinities, right?
Yes. Can I do that?
Yes, give me 1 second. Because it started its turn in the Moonbeam, Shanty, I need you to roll 2d10. It did fail its save. It only got a 12 on that con save.
Okay. All right, and I forgot to mention I'm casting it at a level 4
Okay,
instead of level 2.
that is fine.
Cool beans. So I'm gonna roll 4d10.
Yes.
Okay,
Let's see.
Excellent.
let her rip.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry. I did
Okay.
that super
Okay,
weird.
that's pretty good.
Okay.
7, 14, 23.
Okay, so that is -6, -1, -7, -9. Okay. So it takes a bunch of damage from that moonbeam, and then it starts to attack. And Enna, you're going to use your improved flare. Real quick, just so I know what it does, I'm going to put it in chat. And then if you guys would like, I think we maybe can take a break after this round of initiative is over.
Yeah, sounds good.
What is that? Warding flare, is it? And then you have like improved flare?
It's warding flare and then improved flare.
Okay.
Warding flare describes what it does, and then improved flare is...
Okay, warding flare. At first level, interpose divine light between yourself and an attacking enemy. You're attacked by a creature. And then improve says you can do it to other people?
Yes.
Is it radiance of the... Okay. Okay. Equal to your wisdom modifier. Okay. Yeah, so... So let's... What is the ape's AC with the blade song, Solomon? Silas.
So this is a weird question, right?
Yeah.
So the blade song says that I gain an AC buff equal to my intelligence modifier at a minimum of 1, but I'm a gorilla.
Yeah.
And I have a negative intelligence.
So it would be +1.
Right. So, well, I guess the question is do I get my class benefits if I'm polymorphed?
That is
I looked it up a
weird.
minute ago just to make sure.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
think
getting like 2 different answers. So,
okay.
Some say yes, some say no. So I just want to be, on the level and ask what you want to do. Because it'd actually only be an AC buff of 1, and a 13 would technically hit then.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think... I mean, when you're polymorphed, you are using the creature's mental stats. I think your blade song would continue, but I do think that the, intelligence boost would change on it.
Okay.
With the
now,
polymorph.
What about things like Warcaster and all of that?
I think you still have that stuff, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay. Okay, so what is your AC now?
13.
13. Okay. So, using your flare, improved flare on the first attack does actually cause it to miss. It goes down to a 12 with disadvantage on that bite attack. So the 2 claw attacks hit, but the bite attack misses. So actually, excellent job, Enna, there, because the bite is the nastier of its attacks. So we're going to roll those 2. Okay, so you do take 2 hits. You're going to take 12 slashing damage from each hit. I'm going to need 2 Constitution saving throws on your polymorph with advantage DC 10.
Okay.
Because you're Warcaster.
Yes. I just use them straight from the...
Yeah, you will use
sheet.
the monkey's Constitution now too.
Okay. And since with the Blade Song, that actually gets a +1 as well.
Okay.
Because Blade Song has a Constitution thing.
Sure, so yeah,
when
we'll
it comes
add 1 to this.
Keeping spells up.
Both are successful. You maintain concentration.
Woo!
Okay. That's
what we need.
And this thing is going to move out of the moonbeam. It's going to go... It's just going to basically, skip around you. So it's on the other side of the monkey. That brings us to Gylaria, who starts her turn in the goo.
Sorry, Google.
So she has to make another con save against the goo. Make a goo save.
Classic goo save.
That is a failure.
Okay.
Is going to take 8 points of damage, and is poisoned, so we'll have disadvantage on attack rolls until the start of its next turn. But is going to swim out of the water and make her attacks. Oh, she actually is supposed to make 2 ranged attacks. So I messed that up earlier. With disadvantage, I don't think either of those hit. No, they don't. So, because of the poison, neither of those is effective. Okay, layer action time. Oh, no, actually, we're going to take a quick break, everybody, because we're past the halfway point here. We've just hit the end of initiative, so we are going to take a brief break, and we will be back in just a couple of, somewhere between 3 to 10 minutes. I don't know. It's going to vary. All right. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. As I said, we're back at the 20 count of initiative, and so we have a layer action. I need Anna and Shanty to give me strength saving throws.
And I got a 20. And Shanty
may
is
need
with
to make
us right
this-
now. She's just
yeah.
invisible. You
I'll
need to do
just-
it for her.
I'll just make the save for Shanty. Shanty is a bit indisposed. Oh, no, Shanty made the save. Okay. That is a 6.
Sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. Shanty, some vines whip out of the pool of water and drag you into it. Anna, you resist the effect.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, Shanty, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Heard.
It's Moonbeam concentration.
It is, yeah.
22.
Okay.
22.
So hang on real quick. Okay, so you make that save. So you are
Got a
going to
22.
take... Okay, half of that, which is you take 4 points of damage, and you are not poisoned. And then I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution save, probably with advantage if you're Warcaster, which I think you are, for your concentration on Moonbeam. As the
Okey-dokey.
poisonous water harms you.
Ooh.
You said with advantage.
Yes, with advantage. So
Fantastic.
that is a 10. Because you have Warcaster, right? I think you do, don't you?
Actually, let me see. I don't
Uh-oh.
think I do, actually. So, nope, I think I dropped the concentration on that moonbeam.
Rip. Okay, so
Heard.
Moonbeam concentration goes.
Heard.
Very unfortunate. Okay, Bernita, I need a death save.
Right. That is a 12.
Okay, 12 succeeds. Roz.
Come along, little kitty cat.
Oh,
Oof,
it's
9.
a 9.
That's a failure. Solomon. That's a 16. That is another success. Half the party down. Giant Ape Silas. It is your turn.
All right. Giant Ape Silas is taking 2 massive armed fist attacks right at this dragon's face. He's not flying or anything, right?
No, the dragon just walked over here at this point.
Okay. Boom. Boom.
Okay, 24 hits. 13 does not.
Okay. Okay. So yes, the giant ape just reaches his big arm up, grabs the dragon's head in between his shoulder and his bicep, and just slams it on the ground
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
for 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's a big hit. Okay, that's Giant Ape Silas. Anna, you're up.
All right, Anna's going on the offense. She's gonna move 5, 10, 25, 30, 35. Okay. I can see the dragon pretty okay, right?
Yes. The daylight spell is making this whole area pretty well lit.
Okay.
And it's not concentration, so it's just going to last.
Gotcha.
Guess I can... Yeah, it's fine. I'll just leave it. Okay.
I want. Can I do fireball?
You can do fireball, yeah.
Okay, I want to try fireball.
Okay. This thing is going to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, I got to go all the way back down here. Okay, that is a 7. It's going to burn a second legendary resistance to succeed. So your fireball is going to do half damage.
Okay.
What a punk!
I know, these dragons and their legendary resistances. I mean, you guys would kind of know that like dragons are notoriously resistant to magic, which is what those legendary resistances basically represent. They have to you kind of have to burn through their, things before they start really getting hit. But, ooh, yikes!
God, that sucks.
That is one of the lowest fireball rolls. But if you were, it made the save. So if you were gonna roll low, right, you wanna save your high rolls for when it doesn't have legendary resistance anymore, right?
Yeah.
There were 4 of those were ones of the 8. 5 of them. My God. Whew. Okay, so that was 18 damage halved to 9. That's your action. Any bonus actions from Enna? I don't know that you have any that I'm aware of.
Well, I have Soul of Ren, so if I hit a creature, I can look at another creature and give them hit points.
Okay, I think that
is that a melee hit or a?
I think that might refer to attacks. Let's look at the language on that.
With an attack or a spell.
Soul of Rend. When you damage a creature, yes. So you can pick a creature within 30 feet of you to give. Oh, is that temporary hit points?
Yeah.
It is temporary hit points. I will allow you to grant them to a creature of your choice. If it's one of the downed creatures, it won't bring them back up.
Wait a minute. 1 second. I'm sorry. She used her channel divinity last round. All creatures within 30 feet rolled 3d8 hit points.
Oh shit!
Because she used her channel divinity.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's one of those stronghold
bring up
things.
Everybody, right?
Yeah. Damn, that's one of those things you get because you have a chapel in Castle Rend.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Everyone would have been within 30 feet, so...
Oh, my goodness.
Enna roll 3d8.
Okay.
This probably would have radically changed the last turn, but...
Well, we can retcon it and redo it. I think we'd all agree.
3d8, not 3d6. You rolled 3d6.
Oh.
You need to roll d8s instead.
Bigger.
Ooh, 16.
16,
much better.
damn. Okay,
Hell yes.
So what
Oh
is
my
this
goodness.
doing? You have confused Perdita
Yes,
and
okay,
Bonus Mom.
so Bonus Mom. You remember how we are doing Strongholds and Followers rules and Kingdoms and Warfare rules?
Yes.
Well, one of Enna's Stronghold abilities that Enna gets is that when she uses her Channel Divinity, all allies within 30 feet of her gain 3d8 hit points, which actually includes Shanty as well.
Was Solomon close
Great.
enough?
30 feet. She was here, right? So, yes, actually Solomon was... But Solomon can't gain any... Solomon's at max health, so...
Oh.
These don't roll over into temporary.
So this would have happened before our last death save?
Yes, and before your last death saves.
So are we going to redo that, or what are we going to do?
No, we don't have to do them.
Well, no,
ever.
yeah, why don't
Whoa.
we... Since it would have happened on the last turn, we'll let Enna's stuff have happened here, but let's just go back to Perdita and just start that round over. So Perdita, you are up with 16 hit points. Shanty has just been yanked into the goo, and then it's Perdita's turn. And then we'll just skip Enna, because you've already kind of taken your turn. We'll skip you when we get to you.
Okay.
All right, but now, so Solomon and everybody is up. at
Everybody
this
is
point.
up with 16 hit points, which is not a tremendous amount, but is some.
Everyone being down.
Perdita, you do have that potion that Roz gave you if you want to drink it. That's a bonus action to drink it if you choose to do so.
I know, I'm just thinking who needs it the most, because I don't know if I can do that much damage.
I mean, you're a rogue, so you do a lot of
I'm
Alright.
damage.
standing right
Yeah.
next to this dragon. Hit it as hard as you can.
All right,
Please.
so I'm going to... It was 12 more points?
I believe you rolled that earlier, and yeah, you can take the 12 if you want. Sure.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to 28.
I mean, you
And,
know, Solomon and Shanty and Enna all have access to healing magic too, so, you know.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up. And in order to do my sneak attack and all of those things, I don't have to I don't. It doesn't have to be melee. It can be range.
Yes, your short
But
bow
my
can get
question
sneak
to you,
attack.
and I was going to ask this question before I went down, is I also have that steady aim. So now, if I get up, that's takes half movement to get up. So
Correct.
do I lose steady aim, or can I
Yes.
shoot from where
No,
I am?
you will lose steady aim if you get up off the ground.
All right, if I shoot from the ground, is that disadvantage from shooting from the ground?
I think you do have disadvantage on attacks made while prone, so
I might as well get up, and I won't use steady aim this turn then.
plus you have to use your bonus action to drink the potion anyway. So.
Okay, so we're good. So
Yes.
So I'm going to use my short bow, because it's all I have, and I'm going to shoot it. Oh shit! No, wait a
no,
minute.
you just
Whoa.
rolled damage. That wasn't an attack, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what
did
is
you-
that?
I
Okay,
don't know how that
I hit the
happened.
wrong thing. So short sword. All right. So short,
The short bow.
No, it's a 14 to hit.
Okay, yep, that does not hit.
I
you
don't
have any
have anything
inspiration?
else. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I think I
Okay.
already used it.
That brings us to Roz.
Okay, but I think,
Oh, any movement from Perdita, sorry.
yeah, I think I'm going to do the. And you know what? I had been miscounting that. I was counting these blocks as 5 when they're really 10. So anyway, I'm going to move a little bit.
The big
So
blocks
I count.
are 10.
So my
the small
movement
blocks are
was
5.
way off in the beginning, but it's
fine.
okay. So there
I mean, you
am.
were
moved a
sneaking and we
little
weren't in initiative, so it's not a big deal.
bit. Okay.
Okay, Roz.
Roz is going to use half her movement to stand up.
Okay.
Bonus action, vicious mockery, to groggily shout at the dragon.
I have tasted cheese, which has given me worse indigestion than what you suffered through.
Okay, that is a dirty 20 on the save, so it does not take the psychic damage.
Oh, well, that's to be expected. And as an action, Roz is going to cast slow on the area where the dragon is, selecting the dragon specifically.
All right, is that a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save, DC 15.
Okay, that is a 14. It is going to burn its
Witness.
last legendary resistance to make the save.
Witness, as I become faster than you can imagine.
Okay, so it burns that last legendary resistance to avoid being slowed. Anything else from Roz? I think that's it. Movement.
Roz is going to move back. Oh wait, what happened to, I guess, did that healing spirit disappear?
It never got cast because Shanty had to use her bonus action
Right.
to come out of the horse form.
Got it.
Yep.
Roz is going to move actually towards no. Half movement. Roz is gonna just sort of shimmy over and end her turn.
All right, that brings us to Solomon. Let's see.
Oh, and Anna, don't forget you should still have a bardic inspiration.
Okay, that doesn't really help. Okay, so Solomon is just going to get up and run and then dash. So can move a total of 45 feet. Yeah, that's the closest that Solomon can get. I'm going to move Silas over. This Silas is just here so that Jesse can see because Roll20 is being weird. So Solomon just gets up. Oh, no, he's not going to do that. Hang on. I don't know where I think he was like here. He's going to get up and charge 15 feet forward. but is going to cast some kind of healing ability on himself. I don't know what. Give me a second to see what he's got.
He still has 14 points of lay on hands, right?
No, he has 7 points left. He's going to cast a level 2 Cure Wounds on himself. For... Jeez, I rolled 1 on that second die, so 13 points of healing. And he's moved, and action. He doesn't have a bonus action to use. That's it for Solomon. Giant Ape Silas.
Now, just so were we in the last initiative technically?
Oh,
Like, did
you
I
already
take
went.
this
Yeah,
turn?
you did take that turn. So we skipped.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You were skipping Anna back to Shanty. Yeah,
Right.
thank you guys. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
a little wacky, but I don't want to make
We're
those people
good.
lose out on those turns. So
Yep.
Shanty, first things first, I need a con save because
Okie
you're
dokie.
still in the goo.
In the goo.
Be gooed.
Ask any veteran D&D player. They have a fantastic story about being in the goo.
Okay, I
Alright, that's a
believe
13.
I believe the goo save was a 15. Let me check the goo save real quick.
I think that's what you said.
Check the goo stats.
Gotta check that goo save, baby. It's a 14, so 13 does not quite make it. So you are gonna
Okay,
take. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna go. Can I burn one of my inspirations
Sure.
to try to escape the goo?
Yes.
Cool. And it's a D4 for bardic.
The bardic inspiration is a D.
6.
I think the lowest it gets is a D6. Wait, can you spend your own bardic inspiration yourself, or did Roz inspire you? Where's the?
I thought Roz did. Was that after? Was that after you were out though?
I inspired. I gave Anna bardic inspiration earlier, and I think that was my last one. You might have
Okay.
one left over from a previous session.
No, that's okay. I'll just use my chat inspo then. Sorry.
Sure, and that's the chat inspiration is just a full reroll.
Oh, fantastic.
It's one of those things. It's like Paladin Smites and Spell Smites. It's like Bardic Inspiration and DM and Inspiration have the same name, and it's like Wizards, just name them different things, please. You know.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that was a 14. So
Okay, that makes the save. So you still take half of this damage, but you're not poisoned. You take 4 points of damage and are not poisoned, and then you can take a turn.
Okey-dokey. All right. Cool. I want to try to get a hold of my rapier. Am I still being grappled by vines?
No, they just like drag you into the water and then let go.
Oh, sweet. Well, then never mind. I'm just gonna get out of the goo.
Okay.
Sweet.
Out
all right, cool.
of the goo.
Out of the goo.
goo. Out of the goo.
Oh, it makes the show
Getting out
weird.
of the fucking goo.
All right, cool. And I want to go ahead and cast Call Lightning on the drag.
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Let's see.
On the dragon, put it in the chat.
I think Call Lightning is like the same size, right? It's
So
the
it's
same size as Moonbeam, right?
Oh, actually, hold on. I might let's see. It's centered on a it's centered on a point. Thank God. It said something about 60-foot radius, and I was like,
Oh.
oh no, I'm going to kill our ape friend.
Just gonna murder everyone.
No, you
Murder
choose what
everyone.
it hits, right?
Yeah,
Everyone's
you choose
dead.
where it hits, and it's everything in like within 5 feet of the point you choose. So you'll very easily be able to hit this thing and nothing else. Okay, that is the size of Call Lightning, and it centers on the intersection of points. So you can drop it directly on this thing if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I would like that very much.
Okay, also I should
yes.
give you control of Call Lightning, shouldn't I?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and Call Lightning is concentration, so we're going to give you back a concentration bubble, and then I'm assuming you're getting out of the goo.
Yes, I'm sorry. Out of the goo.
It's all good. All right, so this thing is going to roll a dex save, is it?
A deck save.
I've got a 10 on the save. Your save DC is higher than that, I am sure.
Yes. And then
So it takes full damage.
sweet.
3d10.
It's 112 damage. I just made
3d10s.
that up.
Oh, it's 10.
Oof,
But hey,
10
it's
damage.
10.
Okay.
10
Well,
damage.
we rolled a lot of ones tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Shanty calls lightning down, which sparks out from the roof of this cave.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my turn.
And you've climbed out of the stuff. Any other movement, or are you good?
No, I think I'm gonna stay close by to Palace.
Okay. All right. This thing is gonna move a bit. I think it's gonna move. Does this thing have reach? It's important for me to know that. 10-foot reach with the bite.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing is gonna try to bite Enna, and it's gonna take claw attacks against, what's his face? The big guy.
Warning there.
Do what?
I'm trying to find a pun between Simeon and
Warning
Silas.
there. Against one of the attacks.
Okay. How many channel divinity charges do you have at this level? Or is
I
warding
think
flare
it-
something you can do like every turn?
It says equal. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, so you have plenty left.
Yeah.
Okay, so the bite attack coming at you has disadvantage. Oh, good thing. That is only 11 on the bite attack. So as you blind it, you cause its teeth to snap just short. It's going to take 2 claw attacks on the big monkey.
Hold on. Everybody gets 3d8 healing again, don't we?
Yeah. If channel divinity warning flare, right?
Well, I think Warning Flare is just an ability.
Under Manifest Divinity, it says you can do this a number of times equal to your Stronghold level.
Okay, which the Stronghold is just first level, so it only goes off once.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay.
Cool beans.
All right, so I've got an 11 and a 26 to hit. So I think the 26 will hit.
Yeah, 11 misses, though.
Okay. The 26 hits for another 12 points of slashing damage. Damn.
Okay, and I need to beat a 10 Constitution shave.
No, it just... Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, 10 Constitution to stay a monkey.
Okay, and I have advantage.
Come on,
plus 1.
Jesse. Okay. So
Okay,
that's a
yeah.
14.
14 keeps
It's a
the save.
15.
Okay.
And
15.
the dragon looks down at you, Enna, and says, I am looking forward to eating you and your friends. My meal was interrupted last time you were in town. And it's not going to move. Gyleria is going to take 2 attacks. No longer is poisoned. 2 longbow attacks. 14-6 are not going to do it. Gyleria got 1 good shot off in the first round and has done absolutely nothing since. She's dead weight, guys. Yeah, okay. It can't use the same legendary lair action it did last time. It doesn't really have another one. No, I guess it does. It does have another lair action it can use. It is going to drop another cloud. Because it didn't use that last turn. Whoop.
Boo.
Boo. Can it get? No, it can't get Enna. Okay, so it is just going to drop a cloud right there. Perdita, I need a Constitution saving throw.
You do. That's an 11.
Okay, the save on this was a 15, I believe.
Okay.
So you are poisoned. You don't take any damage, but you are poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Which means what?
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks.
And it's my turn.
Yes.
All right. So I need your help, Mr. DM. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just been a while. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I've been like using this short bow because I haven't been anywhere where I could do anything better.
Okay.
If I raced up on this thing and I'm in melee with it, is there anything more I can do than one attack?
Yes,
I mean, I know I
could
could sneak attack.
You can make 2 attacks, one with your short sword and one with your tail spike thing.
Okay. Then I think that
The tail
Anna's had
spike
it
thing
with
is
the
a bonus action, though, so...
Okay, I think Anna's had it with the poison and the whatever, and she doesn't want to stay in this thing. Like if she stays in this thing, is it going to hurt her next time?
It lasts until initiative 20 of next round, so you probably would. It'll dissipate before the end of the next round, but because you saw that happen earlier, it doesn't last very long. It's not like Raza's thing that lasts for like.
Well,
a minute.
my other challenge is I'm standing there, so if I don't move. And if I don't move, I only get 1 attack, but I get advantage on it.
Right, but you have disadvantage because you're poisoned, so that'll cancel out. Also, this, I believe, heavily obscures the area, so none of you can see out of this thing right now. Like it's like Raza's stinking cloud. You can't see through the fumes, so you have to.
So
move.
I'm not going to gain anything from steady aim. So I'm going to blindly run forward because I know which way is out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come up on this thing, and I now have a +1 short sword. So I'm going to hit it with my short sword, and I'm going to hit it with my tail spike.
All right.
And I'll have disadvantage on both of those.
Yes.
Okay, with disadvantage, that's a 19 on the short sword.
That does hit.
Okay, then I get sneak attack for 14 and piercing for 11. So that's 25 points of damage.
Okay, this thing is starting to look rough.
And then I make a sound that is more of an angry yowl, not that wounded thing you heard before. And I swipe around with my tail spike with everything I've got, and I get a 15.
Does not hit.
Nice.
Okay, and I miss.
Okay.
But it was a mighty blow. The ape felt the air as it whistled by.
Roz.
As a matter of fact, I think Perdita pooted a little bit while she did it because she's just so angry.
Good lord. Roz, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Nat
15.
Look!
Damn.
You think I have not smelled this cloud before?
Okay, so you are not poisoned. What would you like to do?
This is a fragrant perfume in my country.
Roz is going to feline agility, move directly next to Perdita, and immediately follow up her vicious attack with one of her own with the matching +1 short sword. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Yes.
That is 11.
You both rolled
piercing
19
damage.
to hit. Okay,
Ooh,
11
that's
piercing
matching.
damage. Nice.
And just for kicks, as a vicious mockery,
When you are dead and I consume you, I shall pass wind more foul than you could imagine.
Very flatulent-centric episode today, everyone, for some reason.
This
Okay,
is your
it actually
fault, DM.
fails the save for 7 points of damage. And I think you can all see it is starting to look around and panic. It has disadvantage on its next attack. We'll give it a little sad face about that, so I can hopefully remember that. Solomon needs to make a Constitution save. He gets +4 to this, I believe.
23 then.
20. Wait, that might be factored in on him. Hang on, let me look. Yeah, that's factored in. There's no way he has a +7. So 19 still makes the save. Okay, he is going to move 30 feet. Raise his Frostbrand Greatsword aloft. He's going to burn another bonus action Hunter's Mark. So he's used 2 of his level 1 spell slots now. And he's going to make 2 attacks.
Come on, come on, come on.
First attack's 22 will hit.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so he gets the Frostbrand Greatsword damage, which is 16. He gets the Hunter's Mark damage. And he gets the Divine Smite damage. He's going to do a 2nd level Divine Smite.
That's 21 so far.
We're at 21 up to that point.
So that's going to be 3d8
Yes.
for him. Oof, a lot of ones tonight.
Yep.
Okay, that's his
Wait,
last
does he
2nd
have-
level spell slot.
If he has great weapon mastery, he can treat all ones as like 2s or something.
I think that only counts on his weapon damage. I don't think it's for other.
Does the okay? Does
it's
the
like you
cold
can-
damage count?
Let me look at what this thing says. Let's look at great weapon.
Not to squeeze
Oh, God,
that
we need it.
extra
We
little
need
bit.
every point.
No,
we
no,
are
I get it.
desperate here.
Let's look at it. Okay.
I
Does he
wanna
even
wring this
have
thing
Great
dry.
Weapon Master? He might not even have Great Weapon Master on his. Oh,
I
he
can't
does.
believe
Great Weapon
so
I was
Fighting.
gonna
Fighting.
say Daniel would have great weapon.
Okay,
Of course
when
he
you
would.
roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die.
I think that's a cold damage die.
Yeah, so the cold.
So re-roll
could
And
that
be
must
D6.
use the new. Okay, yeah, we'll roll a d6.
So you're
This is
sitting
for
on
you,
30.
5.
Daniel.
Okay, so he did 20 damage with the great sword. Plus 20 plus 5 is 25. Plus 10 is 35. Whoo! God, big hits. Big hits.
Average hit for
Friggin'
Solomon.
time.
Yeah, this thing is looking like desperately weak. He's gonna make his
He's got
next
one more
attack.
attack. Yeah. Come on.
13 does not hit.
Hmm.
All right, this thing is looking like a stiff breeze would knock it over. Silas,
Come
you're up.
on, King Kong. Come on, King Kong.
Okay. Does it look like it might try to run?
It is. It looks like it's considering it, although you know that every other member of your party goes in initiative before it does. So,
Correct.
you know, you have
Okay.
a lot of opportunities to wreck this thing before
Well,
then.
I'm hitting it as hard as I can. So here's the first one.
Okay. 20 hits.
Yes.
Nice. All right, we're just gonna do these one at a time. I want to see what happens. That's 19.
19 bludgeoning damage. Silas, tell me a story.
So you see this gigantic ape reach around, grab it by the back of the throat like a cat, jump on its back, and push its head down into the dirt right in front of Inna's face.
It's making like a horrible
and open
grunting
its
noise.
mouth. And just open its mouth, ready for her to give it the final blow.
All right. So
Alright,
that'll
is that
bring
me?
us to Enna. How do you want to? So this is like a combo, like a Chrono Trigger combo move here. As the ape holds its mouth open and it's like squirming, and you see little puffs of poison breath try to pop out of its throat, but it's not recharged. How do you want to do this?
Alright. Anna looks at the dragon. She's readying up her hands. And she says, "You're going to go the same way my parents went." And she just chucks a fireball into the mouth of this dragon.
All right.
The ape closes the mouth, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping it just explodes in its throat.
Yeah, it does. This thing's like head is intact, but its neck just explodes in a blast of like it catches the poison gas in there on fire, and its neck just severs itself with this gout of flame and sort of like flops over, while Silas is just like holding the mouse that just has like steam coming out of the nostrils. Its eyes are just open, glassy, and dead.
Hell yes.
And that, my friends, is going to take us out of initiative. And we don't have a lot of time left. So I think I want to leave any like role-playing stuff about the end of this and stuff like that maybe for next time. But so we're going to just kind of like hand wave the ending of wrapping things up with these elves. So, a couple of things. First things first, you guys find some treasure in the Dragon's Hoard.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Gotta love that.
Fraser.
You find some money. That amount of money.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh. All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Nice.
You find a potion of flying. Basically, it just... Oh, I'm going to put the you guys, I'm just going to let you know what these things do. Without identifying them because I don't really care that much about like that part of things. You find a potion of necrotic resistance.
Looks disgusting.
Yeah. You find 3 potions of greater healing to add to your thing here.
Not having any now.
Yep. So, I'm gonna add these in here too, so in case. Okay, potion of flying, 1 potion of necrotic resistance, 1 resistance, potion of potion, good lord, greater healing, 3, just so that we have a record of what you all get, so there's no question labor. And you do find a couple of strange items. You find a ring, and you find this, like, it looks kind of like a priest's robe.
Ooh.
So you find the heroic soul's chasuble, and you find a ring of protection. And I think you guys have access to identify magic. Oh, don't delete the handout, so I'm just gonna tell you what these things do. Do I have anything that's... No. And you guys can decide where these are sort of, sent to, or whatever, as you wish. And you are also granted an item as you go back to the elves, successfully having saved Gyleria. They are very grateful for that, grateful for you killing the dragon. They give you an item called the Necklace of the Orchid. So, you can decide who gets that as well as you get for your army. If I can find the allied units, allied realm units, you get the Elven Thorns, which are a tier 3 elite super heavy group of archers. They are nasty. They get 2 attacks, plus 8 to attack, plus 5 power. They only do 1 damage, but they can make 2 attacks per turn. They don't have a lot of toughness, but they also have the mobile and the eternal and the elf shot abilities. So you guys can decide who is in charge of them later.
Silas.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
What happens to the singer?
Yeah, so Gyleria helps get the singer creature out of the cage. And where is this thing? And as Clorindaxterus's smoking corpse, as the dragon's smoking corpse dies on the ground, the magic that was warping this elfish creature fades, and you see this male elf is standing there, with kind of like dark hair and sort of very tan skin. And we'll end with this discussion, I guess. The elf in question is not recognized by Gyleria. She has no idea if it's one of their missing elves. She doesn't recognize them. And the elf does not remember his name and asks you all who have saved him to bestow him a new name.
Oh.
Jeez.
So what would you like to name the elf you have saved from this cage?
Jeez.
Cheese?
Sorry, what?
Jeez.
I can't.
Like,
Cheese, as in like a piece of cheese?
yeah, like cheese.
Okay.
Like cheese.
I mean, he'll take any name you give him. So if you want to name him Cheese,
Cheese.
You
I
are
love it.
hereby named Cheese Kuman.
Yeah. So
I'm a giant gorilla. I can't speak English, so I have no objection.
So the elf gladly accepts the name of Cheese Goo Man. And
Jeez, goo.
Gyleria raises an eyebrow, but is not going to question you guys because you saved her ass and kept her alive and killed the dragon.
This is an honorable title in our neck of the woods.
Sure. Sure it is. And yeah, so you have successfully killed the dragon, avenged Enna's parents, rescued Cheese Goo Man, got a bunch of money and magic items, and we will
Do it for the goo.
do it for the goo. I did it all for the goo, Your Honor. And we will resume next time. So next session that we should have Jacob back with us, reprising his role as Solomon. And I'm just going to kind of lay this out here. That is the final leg of the adventure that took place in terms of gathering all the allies. So both you and Lord Saxton have mustered all the troops you're going to have time to muster. And so we're going to take, one more session or part of a session, basically, to kind of do any final like preparation, role play, wrap up, thinking of tactics, or just like doing any RP scenes that need to happen before we get into the final battle. So that's going to be next time. We'll be reintroducing Soren Fairtalon, reprised by Jacob, and whatever conversation need to happen with him to kind of go over what has been happening to him this whole time, and what you guys have going on. And then Solomon will be leaving the party. Basically, I'm not going to keep running him as a PC. He will be being kind of replaced by Soren. And then I expect, so we'll have one more kind of session just to get ready for that final battle. We'll do another session that's going to be the actual warfare battle of fighting Lord Saxton's armies. And then we're going to do one last one that's going to be the actual final confrontation with Lord Saxton. So we are really coming down the end of the pike here. And as we're signing off today, let's see, is there anyone we should go? I don't think so today. We're going to do our usual sign off. If you guys will go around and remind everybody who you are and have been, and hopefully will continue to be, and who you played tonight, and then we'll do our sign off. Starting with Bonus Mom.
Well, I am Bonus Mom, and tonight I played Perdita, the Tabaxi rogue, and, well, she was down, but you couldn't keep her down, and so I hope that is a very good sign for the rest of this adventure, and I hope to see you all next week with Curse of Strahd, and look forward to that also.
Excellent. Kyla.
Hey, pals. Tonight I played Shanty, who is a Water Genasi druid and one of our party's bards, and I can be found at most places on the internet under Kaitu D2. Happy to be back.
Excellent. Oh, I gotta move people around again. Wait. I don't know where everybody's face is supposed to be. Okay, there we go. Beast. Every time I come back to the RP page, it's been a mess. I have these strangely confused. Anyway, Beast.
Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Beast. I played Hiskers, the Tabaxi Valor Bard. Yeah, thanks for being here, and we hope you continue on through this exciting conclusion.
Excellent. Jesse.
Hey, I am Jesse. I spent most of this fight smelling like gorilla, and that was before I turned into one. So, no, thanks so much. Always great to be back, and yeah, it's super excited to start wrapping up.
Excellent. And Taylor.
I'm Taylor, and I played Enna, the cleric wood elf girl. That was fun tonight.
Excellent.
All right, bye.
All right, and I am Pixel. I've been your DM this evening, and I have been your coming excruciatingly close to almost killing everyone Dungeon Master today, and we will see you next time. Thank you guys for watching. Next week will be Curse of Strahd, and then we'll be back after that with the last couple episodes of this. So thank you guys, and we will see you later. We're not going to raid anybody today, so thank you for coming in, and peace out. Bye.
Let me tell a tale of a world where heroes walk among us, fighting through the darkness left by monsters and by selfish men. A tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. Let me sing a song of a family forged by trials and woe. On their own they falter, but together they will write their own tale of glory rents asunder, sacrifice and battles lost. Our heroes know not what awaits them, and still they carry on. What was rent shall be restored, what was lost now shall be found. The price of valor ever rising, but victory brings new rewards. Tales of glory, might, and wonder, hard-fought battles, treasures won. Our heroes know their fate awaits them, and so